just do one thing really well. One thing. If you do that really, really well, maybe you could have two. One piece at a time, one burger at a time. We make it a little bit better, a little bit better, and a little bit better. So when we think about food, we ask the question, whoever wrote the rule that it has to be that way? So you think about American fast food, it's cheap, it's bad quality, it's not comfortable. Why can't we make a great cheeseburger?
You mentioned earlier about the rule, break the rule, something like that.
Yeah, whoever wrote the rule.
Yeah, whoever wrote the rule. So what is the upcoming rule or the rule that you want to write for food industry?
That's a great question. That's a really good question. I think
The Secret Sauce
สวัสดีครับผมเคนนักครินทร์และนี่คือ The Secret Sauce
What's your secret?
นี่คือชรูมเบอร์เกอร์ครับเบอร์เกอร์เห็ดพอตเทเบโลทอดกรอบเมนูยอดฮิตของเชคแชกครับถือได้ว่าเป็นแบรนด์เบอร์เกอร์ที่กำลังมาแรงที่สุดแถวยาวที่สุดแล้วก็มีคนรักมากที่สุดนะครับวันนี้ผมไม่ได้มากินเบอร์เกอร์อย่างเดียวแต่ว่ายังได้สัมภาษณ์ CEO ของเชคแชกที่ส่งตรงมาจากนิวยอร์กเลยครับนั่นก็คือคุณ Randy Garutti นั่นเองลองไปพูดคุยกับเขาว่าเชคแชกมาถึงจุดนี้ได้ยังไงและอะไรคือจุดเด่นและทำให้ทุกคนรักแบรนด์เขามากขนาดนี้ครับToday we have a very special guest. Thank you so much, Randy Garutti, for joining us. สวัสดีครับ
Sawadika. Great to see you, Ken. Thank you for having me.
I am your huge fan. And, first of all, congratulations to the new opening Shake Shack in Thailand. How do you feel right now?
This is a dream come true. This is amazing for us to come. When Shake Shack began, we never dreamed in a million years that we would have even two locations. And to be here opening in Bangkok, it's this incredible culture of food and people to bring our brand here. It's so special. We feel very, very lucky.
Right. Shake Shack started as very small hot dog stand.
Little hot dog cart.
Right. And can you walk us through the journey from a little hot dog stand to a global brand?
Well, in 1985, Danny Meyer, our founder, created Union Square Cafe, which was a fine dining restaurant in New York. And we had a series of amazing fine dining restaurants, French, Indian, Italian, American. And one day, 2001, we built the Shake Shack. It was called the Hot Dog Cart at that time. And amazingly, it was part of an art project that a Thai artist,
Kun Navin,
is here, and you will see some of his beautiful work around here. And we just thought we'd sell a few hot dogs, and we would raise money for a park, public park. And people lined up, 50 people, 100 people. Everyone was lining up for the hot dog cart.
Unexpected.
Unexpected. Because we were busy running full-service, fine dining, expensive restaurants. 3 years later, the hot dog cart turns into Shake Shack, this little kiosk, 40 square meters, very small, in the park, Madison Square Park in New York City. And boom, people were coming for the burgers and coming for the frozen custard and fries. But even then, we didn't pay too much attention to it because we were busy running fine dining restaurants. And it wasn't until 2008, almost 5 years later, that we built the second Shake Shack.
5 years later?
Almost 5 years. It was never supposed to be hanging out with you in Bangkok.
Okay.
Like never. I think that's the beauty of it. And after that, the second location was busier than the first.
And why did you decide to open a second?
We knew. I was walking home one day on a location in New York called the Upper West Side, which is a different neighborhood. And that's where I live with my family.
Okay.
And I saw a for rent sign. And I said, people like this Shake Shack thing. Maybe we have two locations. We'll see if it's any good. And we just thought we should expand because the first was so popular. And we knew at that time, like you have to remember, at this time, 2004, okay, there was no iPhone.
Wow.
Facebook.
Yeah.
There was no Instagram.
Right.
Facebook was just starting, right? And maybe you had a BlackBerry back then, okay? And so like the age of social media and the age of like people who really care about food, passionate about food, but also like want to take a picture and say like, hey, we're here now. We were at the beginning of the social media evolution.
Wow
And yet we sell the most humble mass appeal product in the world, the cheeseburger, American cheeseburger. We just do it better. And that people like that. And I think we started kind of this revolution that's now come all throughout America and around the world of, people want to know where their food is coming from. They want to know it's good quality. They want to know it's a brand who shares good values and wants to make an experience. I mean, we're selling cheeseburgers and
Very
fries
typical.
and shakes. Very typical. But look around, right? It's a beautiful place where you can hang out with your friends and have a good time. So that happened in 2008. And then we started just growing a little bit at a time, a few restaurants. We never dreamed we'd have 450 restaurants when this restaurant opens. And we went to Dubai. We went to Kuwait. Eventually, our first Shake Shack in Asia was in Tokyo. And then now we're in Hong Kong and Seoul and now in Bangkok. So it's a long story, but that's the short version to get us
it's
to where we
so,
are today.
Really fascinating from art project from hobby to business. What makes Shake Shack so unique? How does Shake Shack differentiate to other fast food chains?
Yeah, well, you have to remember that we were born in New York City from a fine dining restaurant company. And myself and many of our team comes from fine dining restaurants. So when we think about food, we ask the question, whoever wrote the rule that it has to be that way? So you think about American fast food, it's cheap, it's bad quality, it's not comfortable. In America, it's like drive-through. You go around, don't even come in here. We don't even want you to be here. We just want you to get out of here. And we said, why can't we make a great cheeseburger with no hormone, no antibiotic, fresh, amazing beef made from whole muscles, not the trimmings, not the scrap? Why can't we have frozen custard, which is our ice cream, which is the best ice cream in the world? We make it fresh every day, all day. When you come to Shake Shack and you have our frozen custard, our ice cream, we just made it just now. It's not sitting in the freezer, right? When we make our lemonade, it's from fresh lemon juice. Here in Thailand, we use lemongrass to make it special. So every little thing, we just say, we make it a little bit better, a little bit better, and a little bit better. But we still serve the main classics that you want. You just want a nice American cheeseburger. And that's what we do. And we keep it simple, and we keep asking that question, whoever wrote the rule, we can't do it better. One piece at a time, one burger at a time.
So it's all about the food, the vibes, the hospitality. I have heard the term enlightened
hospitality, yes.
So how does it mean?
It means that, especially in business, you are a business person, right? You understand people want to make money.
Yeah.
For us, we start with take care of our team, the people who work in this restaurant. Because if we can take care of them, then we can take care of our community here. We can take care of our suppliers who bring us amazing food. And eventually, then we take care of our shareholders. And then we take care of the people who make the money.
So you take care team first?
Yes, team first. And that's what enlightened hospitality means. Team first, so that they can take care of you, our guests. And if we do that right, they take care of our guests. And so far, it's working around the world.
Really? How do you balance between growth, money, revenue, and also your team?
It's a great question. I mean, I think we have to treat this restaurant like it's the only one in the world. We can't say, because there are 400 restaurants before this, that means this should be successful. No, this is number one. This is restaurant number one tomorrow when we open. And we have to do that so well that when you come here, you decide to come back and you tell your friends. And we have to earn it every day, every single day. And that balance means, yes, we have to run a good business. Like we have to make money. That's a rule of the game.
Sure.
If you don't make money, nobody's going anywhere.
Right.
That comes when we decide to make the right decisions in how we run our business. One burger at a time, one team member at a time. You see over here, we have a sign that says, stand for something good. And that was at the beginning we created that. Also because people were standing online for a long time. And we also, it's important, the words matter. We did not say, stand for something perfect.
It's quite different.
We're not perfect. We mess up all the time.
And you accept that you're not perfect.
We accept it. It's good. We stand for something good. And every day we try to be a little better and a little better and a little better. And we just do it. We just do the basics. Shake Shack's just meant to be like easy place to be. You come with your friends. You can come with your boyfriend, your girlfriend, your parents. Anyone can come here. It's a place where all people are welcome. And that's kind of what makes it is coming together. And you have to remember, in the American 1950s, 1960s, right, when the kind of burger joint was created,
Right.
the original, they had fresh food. And you would bring your car and your friends. And it was like the hangout spot. You see TV shows of like the 1950s and 60s American burger experience. And over time, those American burger companies just got less quality, more uncomfortable, not special. And we decided to just bring that feeling back.
Bring back the good old times.
Yeah. But not in like a retro, not in like a like trying to be old looking, but in a modern, clean, beautiful version of we hope this is a place, what we call is community gathering place. I hope this is a place where people from Bangkok come to meet their friends and hang out, have a good meal, but it's also just about hanging out with friends. Maybe you take a little
Selfie.
a little shot. But
From day one until now, and from the first location to how many
Yes.
locations?
450.
How do you keep the quality? How do you maintain
It's a
consistency?
great question.
Right.
Look, as a business, it's easy to get big and make big decisions, and then the quality goes down.
Yeah.
We say the bigger we get, the smaller we have to act.
Wow.
The bigger we get, smaller we have to act. That means we have to have better quality than ever. It means when you grow, your quality should get better. So if we open this restaurant, our other restaurants cannot get worse in the process. They have to get better. And we do things like here, we will have really special, exclusive Bangkok-only menu items. Where we'll do our core menu exactly the same. The beef is from the United States. Like that Shack burger is gonna taste here in Bangkok. It's gonna taste exactly like it tastes in New York City. But then we're gonna do fun things. We're gonna do shakes. We have a pandan sticky rice shake. We have our concretes, which are the frozen custard blended. We have different local ingredients, local brownies, local different flavors. We even have a caramel fish sauce in one of our concretes. These things are, the bigger we get, the smaller we act. It means this is the only restaurant that matters.
Right. Shake Shack has expanded rapidly, around the world. So how do you maintain brand image?
Yeah.
How do you keep the quality of your product?
Well, the brand has been something that's been so amazing for us. Even though it seems that we've gone pretty quick, it's actually been 22 years,
Right.
right? I mean, it's not that fast when you really think about it. It took us a long time to get going on this pace. And I think the brand coming from New York City, which is one of the capitals of the world, right? We do things really well. We understand food and fashion and vibes and the whole feeling. The Shake Shack brand has always stood for something. We say stand for something good. It stands for making the right decision, doing things, and people can be proud of bringing their friends here and telling their parents that they work here, right? And the brand is everything. So every decision we make has to support this brand. And I think when people start coming to Shake Shack this week, you're gonna feel the brand. You're gonna feel how powerful it is. So it's a constant doubling down or focusing on the basics of the brand. And that's just creating, what we say is creating an uplifting experience. You should feel good as a guest when you come. You should feel good as a team member that you can grow. You should feel good in this community that we got a Shake Shack. That we want you to call this, when you talk about it, it's like my Shake Shack. You say like, this is mine. I got this. This is the one I got. And that changes everything. And it's why we spend so much time on design, materials, and feeling like this place is a mirror of this community.
Apart from the brand, apart from the food, the quality of the product, what about team members? How do you maintain your core values?
Yes.
Your culture or your consistency of your process?
If you came into the back there, you would see a training team from the United States. We have trainers from Hong Kong, trainers from around the world who bring the essence of Shake Shack from their experience. We have team members here today from Miami, New Jersey, New York, Brooklyn. We got it from all over. Tampa, Florida. And they come from all over. And they bring these values. And then we talk about the Shack values day in and day out. And a restaurant and any business culture is about living those values every day.
Right.
In the people that we hire or the people that we promote to be a manager or a leader in a restaurant. And culture, and values, it doesn't come from like some sign on the wall.
Sure.
It comes from day in, day out leadership and teaching people how to live. It comes from the decisions I make, the decisions my team makes, and all the things that add up to this amazing brand that somehow, I don't know how, around the world, it just seems to have like a special feeling in people's hearts.
What is your culture? What is Shack culture?
I think it's about being sincere, being real, knowing that like we started as a hot dog cart. No one ever wanted to build a restaurant in Bangkok or Shanghai. And I think because of that, because we took it very slow at the beginning, because many of our team has been here for 10, 15, 20 years, we all have built this just feeling that we care. So I'd say the culture is sincere, genuine, organic hospitality, where we just take care of each other.
Right. So you mentioned a lot about care, about hospitality, about human things, something like that.
Yeah.
But your company has listed in, stock market.
Yes.
So the numbers, the profit, how do you deal with your investor?
Yeah, that's a rule of the game. Like you have to make money.
Right.
And what we try to do is make sure that we're doing that in a way that creates opportunity for our investors, our shareholders. As a public company, we have to grow. But what happens when you grow is you create opportunity. The people I just talked about who got to come here, some of our training team, they've never been to Asia before. And so they get to come for that opportunity and grow and grow and grow. And then maybe they become managers and leaders. And as we create this, what we call the virtuous cycle, instead of the vicious cycle, the bad cycle, we create the good one that creates opportunity for everyone in the chain. But yeah, we want to grow because when we do that and when we make money in each of our restaurants, we can create an atmosphere that is exciting for people to develop and makes us better, makes our food better. It makes our ability to get the best ingredients and raise animals the right way and do all the things that we need to do for this brand. That's a critical part of it. And being a public company forces us to do that in an organized, very transparent, public way. Every 3 months, I got to tell you how we did. And every 3 months, I'm going to tell you what we're going to do next.
Right.
That's a really healthy thing for a company to be forced to do those things that allow us. And hopefully along the way, we create a lot of value for our company, our shareholders, and everybody that's a part of the Shake Shack ecosystem.
With the recent expansion, Shake Shack in Thailand, what do you see opportunities or challenges in this market? How do you win in this market?
Well, I think we need to be who we are first. Sometimes people try too hard to fit into the market. You want us to be Shake Shack New York. That's who you want us to be. And yes, we're going to work with some local ingredients and we're going to do some cool stuff. But mostly, we're going to be Shake Shack. And we're going to do it in a way that fits with the Thai community. I think our challenge always is just introducing the brand to people. Of course, there's generations and hundreds of years of food traditions here, of the kind of food that you might like to eat, the kind of food that I like to eat when I come here.
Tom Yum Goong. Is it possible?
Who knows? Everything is possible. But I think what we got to do, what I say to the team, one burger at a time. If you come in and I can look you in the eye and say, I hope you enjoyed your burger, and listen, get feedback, we evolve over time, I think we can be successful.
Right. We have talked earlier about your criteria for expand.
Yes.
Philippines, Korea, Japan, Thailand.
Yes.
What is your criteria?
I think the most important thing, like any relationship, is choosing a great partner. It's true for marriage, it's true for dating, it's true for business. You have to choose the right partner because no matter what, in any relationship, you're going to have problems. There's going to be problems.
For sure.
And when you have problems, you want a good partner to work it out and to talk it out. And that's what we're trying to do here. So when we think about where we have gone internationally, the thing that matters most to us is choosing a great partner. And we did that here with our partners, with the Maxime's company, and many other partners as we've chosen around the world. Usually the timing of the region is dependent on the partner first, rather than the market or the economy or other things. You know, places evolve.
Wow
Places evolve. You may have an amazing couple of years in Bangkok and down a couple of years or whatever. We want to be there through it all. And that only happens with great partnerships. So when you see us grow, it's when we believe we found the best partner to operate in that market, to team up with them, to teach us things. We teach them things, and together we create something special.
so do you have any playbook for finding good partners
That's a great question. We like to be learners. Okay, so when we believe we have a great partnership, it's when we think this might be the best operator in that market, in that region, and we really can learn from them. I want to be a learner. We don't know everything, right? We can teach some things. It's our brand. We're going to protect it and make sure it's Shake Shack. But we also need to listen. Say what's the best location? Like where should we be to be a community gathering place? What are the best ingredients that we can find? And then it's just about you know when you have a relationship with another person, like you can work stuff out if you have the right kind of feeling of that partnership, and that's the criteria. It has to feel right.
wow good answer so let's talk about the future how do you see the future of food
I think the future of food will be mostly people requiring companies to serve great food with great ingredients in a safe atmosphere. And they want to know where that food comes from. And they want to know that it's cared for and that it's high quality. We, more than ever, we care about what we put in our bodies, right? We care about what it means for farmers and communities and ranchers in the United States or anywhere else, and growing those animals the right way. And we want, I think more and more, it's just going to be about the most transparent information about food. And it has to be yummy. It has to taste great. You want it to be great.
right how do you think about with the rise of plant-based other alternative protein options
I think plant-based is super important. The world needs a lot of protein to survive, and we're going to get it in lots of different ways. Some of that will be animal protein, some of it will be plant-based protein, and other things that we haven't even tasted yet. For us, what we want to do is make sure when you choose to eat a burger, it's a really good one. And that protein has been raised the right way and is really good. But we also have vegetarian options too. We have the mushroom burger, the famous shroom burger, which is amazing. That is one of our most famous menu items. So if you're eating plant-based and you don't want to have a burger today, you can have that. Or maybe tomorrow, if you don't want beef, you want chicken, you can have something else. And some of our markets around the world, in the United States and in the United Kingdom and other places, we're also testing other plant-based patties and different kind of sandwiches. So you will see us over time probably continue to test and implement new things even here as people tell us what they like. And at the end of the day, like we're just trying to make an amazing cheeseburger and make it taste great and be simple.
any inside plans for the future what's next for Shake Shack
I think Shake Shack, we're just going to keep doing what we do, which is day-to-day execution of consistent and reliable experiences that you can count on. We're going to continue to do that around the globe. In the US, I hope we grow here in Bangkok, but let's start here first. I think you'll see a lot digitally over time. Like we'll continue to add digital partners, make it easy for you to order. That stuff will come over time here. Just making it, combining the great experience of Shake Shack with convenience over time. But I still want to be the place where people want to just come
community gathering
Community gathering is what it's about.
Let's
We
talk-
all need that. You think about the last few years of what this world has gone through and how long
it's so sad
you were not able to gather with friends. And now you see that we can. Everyone wants to be together. Everyone wants to travel. Everyone wants to be, in restaurants together. And I think that's who we are. It's what we want to be.
agree so as a leader can we talk about leadership
Yes, love that topic. I'm a student of leadership.
so could you tell us about your experience working with Danny
Yes.
Danny Mayer
Danny Meyer is our founder and created the company from the beginning as the fine dining company with the first restaurant, Union Square Cafe, and then Gramercy Tavern and many others since then. I mean, Danny's just an amazing, sincere leader who thinks very long term. We never think the short term. Everything about what we do is a long term consideration. You know, people always ask me, like, what's the definition of leadership?
Yeah.
I think leadership to me is all day, every day, telling you what's important to me. That means that when I leave here, because I can't stay in Bangkok forever, I got to go back to New York. I hope that everyone knows what I would do. And that's based on the values of the company. It's based on everything I just told you today. You asked me what's important in this time that we're together. I gave you the secrets of leadership of what's important. And if that stuff's not happening, then we're not doing a good job leading. And every day, leadership is about reminding people what's important. So here's the example. Here's how I think about leadership. If the lemonade is supposed to go here, okay, and I come in and it's here, the worst thing a leader can do is fix it. The best thing a leader can do is grab, hey, everybody around here, everybody come here. We're gonna have a little meeting. I want everybody to know, lemonade goes like this. Everybody cool with that? Everybody got, yeah, we're good. We got it with that. Okay. Tomorrow, where's the lemonade gonna be? It's gonna be in the right spot. And that's what leaders do. All day, every day, telling people what's important. The little things, all day. Working with Danny Meyer for 24 years, there is nothing that could happen where I don't know what he would say. I know what he would say. And my team knows what I would say. If I'm not in the room, I'm here in Bangkok. In New York, we're making a lot of decisions. And I tell people, like, if I'm not there, just somebody ask the question, like, what would Randy say right now? And like, that's leadership, when everybody knows. If 5 different answers happen, is what would Randy, then I'm not doing a good job as a leader. But that to me is the best part of leadership. And then it's just living day to day, making the right decisions as a person of integrity and truth.
But in terms of skill set, what do you think are the most important skill to be a successful leader?
I think you have to be a great listener. And people don't say this enough. I think the best leaders are great followers.
Wow.
Everyone thinks, oh, you have to be a leader. Everybody follows you. No.
Yeah.
I want to follow people too. I want to learn from other people. So I think the best leaders are great followers and are constantly learning, constantly asking you questions. When this camera turns off, I want to ask you questions because I want to learn about you and Bangkok. And that's what makes, I think, great skills as a leader. You can argue about, like, do you have to be good at certain skills like math or science or whatever things. You can learn all of those things, but being a leader means you want to learn. You're constantly seeking information and learning, and then you're sharing it with as many people as possible.
So as CEO, what are some of the biggest challenges that you have faced? Lesson learned.
Oh my God. I mean, so many. I mean, through COVID has been crazy.
And how did you overcome?
Well, my whole thing, people who work for me know, I believe in hope. Hope is the most powerful thing in the world. I believe anything is possible. If I didn't believe that, we would not be here in Bangkok right now. So I believe we have to lead with hope. But I also believe you have to act on reality. And sometimes you have tough situations, financially or COVID. We had to close restaurants, we had to lay off employees, we had to go through some really hard times. But through it all, I think on balance, people will look back and say they made the right decisions because we did it with a long-term perspective and truth in our heart. And I think that's the only way we can move forward. So learning, I tell people all the time, my team, you can make any decision you want. Any decision you want. You want to work here, but you better be right. Because I'm going to come check on your decision in 3 months.
Okay.
And you're going to see how we did. You want to add some crazy thing to the menu? Okay, let's do it. But you better be right. And when you add that as a leader, it means people have to be willing to be held accountable to their decisions. It means you get to come back and check on things and make sure that we're really developing a muscle that cares about making the right decisions for the long term.
What advice do you have for Thai entrepreneurs, especially in food industry?
Yeah, that's easy. That's easy. Just do one thing really well. One thing. Sometimes too many entrepreneurs, they come to me and they say, oh, Shake Shack, okay, we're going to have 100. I'm going to have 100 of the best bubble tea stand, whatever. Okay? And I go like, just do one.
One thing.
Just do one. If you do that really, really, really well, maybe you could have 2.
อ่า
And if you do that really well, maybe then you can have 3. But if you start out building something that's just so that you can get rich or so that you can have 100 of them, like, I just think that's the wrong motivation. And if you look at our own story, I just told you, it took 7 years from the hot dog cart until the second location. 7 years. 7 years. Danny Meyer himself opened 1985 Union Square Cafe. He did not open a second restaurant for 9 years after that. That's why he's Danny Meyer. Like, because he took the time to learn, to be there himself all the time. That's how I believe great entrepreneurs have to think. Do one thing really well, don't talk about the next thing. When people show up and you do a great job, maybe you do number 2.
You mentioned earlier about the rule, break the rule, something like that.
Yeah, whoever wrote the rule.
Yeah, whoever wrote the rule. So what is the upcoming rule or the rule that you want to write in the future for food industry, for restaurant?
That's a great question. That's a really good question. I think that it can be a great career choice for people to work in. I think sometimes, I'm sure you experience this here, sometimes people say, I don't want to work in restaurants. It's too hard, or I'm working at night, or I want to go do something else. I believe that this can be a great career for people in lots of different ways. And I think if we can rewrite that rule, that this is a great career, a great place to work, a great place to grow, you can be a part of this company, you can go all over the world, then we're going to really have a great industry where people are so proud to be a chef or a cook or work in the front of house in a restaurant and build experiences for people. Because look, if there's one thing we all have to do every day, it's eat. We gotta eat and we gotta sleep.
Yeah.
Everything else is optional. All we do now is look at our phones all day. I think that's one of the most damaging parts of the world, and we have to do it. So we got to figure out how we do that well. But then what we need to do is put our phones down and just sit down and call break bread, right? Have a meal together and enjoy being together without those distractions. And I think I'd like us to continue to build a world where the restaurant is a place where people do that, or your home kitchen table where people come together to share a meal. And you have an amazing tradition of that in this country, right?
Right.
Of people coming together to care about just amazing food. That's where all the best things in life happen, around the table. The best conversations, the best relationships. So that's my hope for the next rule.
How do you stay motivated and
A lot of yoga, and
a lot of yoga every morning?
Yeah, not every morning, but a few days a week.
Wow.
I do a Bikram style yoga. I try to just always work out and stay in shape. And I'm lucky I have an amazing wife and 3 children. And I'm just constantly learning. I just want to keep moving.
What inspires you every single day?
I think fear of failure.
Fear of failure, really?
Yeah, maybe fear is not the right, because I don't think I'm afraid of it as much as I don't want to let people down. What inspires me is I don't want to let you down. I want you to know you work with me that you can go anywhere, that anything is possible. And we happen to do that through the hamburger business, but if it wasn't that, it would be something else. That's what motivates me every day.
Wow, thank you.
To see other people have great opportunity to grow.
The last question. How often do you eat burger at Shake Shack?
A lot. Probably at
Once
least,
a week, twice a week?
At least 2, sometimes 3 days a week, depending on. We're always testing new things. I work where we have our test kitchen in New York City.
Wow.
So we're constantly testing new ingredients and everything. And then when I get home, my kids want to eat Shake Shack. So I have to sometimes eat it multiple times a day. But I love it. I keep it simple. When I'm feeling like I had too many burgers in a week, you try the lettuce wrap. Just, no bun. Get the lettuce wrap in the burger. That's the way to go.
Wow, good
Smoke
trick.
Shack.
Good
Smoke
trick.
Shack with a lettuce wrap is the way to go. Okay.
What is your favorite menu item?
I like to have one of our chicken shacks, and here you can get a really special version. We don't even do it in New York. There's a hot chicken with dark meat. It's really good. And then I like to get a lettuce wrap burger, cheese fries, a lemonade, and usually black and white shake.
Wow. Can we have right now?
Yeah, let's do that. One of each. Let's go.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Ken.
Thank you so
Appreciate
much.
it.
Appreciate it. Amazing.